Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the day the video was posted in years past. Today is August 17th. On this day in 1899, the longest-lived Atlantic hurricane on record, known as the San Santiago hurricane, was ongoing. It had formed on August 3rd and had peak winds of 150 miles per hour, a Category 4 hurricane, after passing the Leeward Islands. It then weakened slightly to 140 miles per hour, but still a Category 4 storm, and made landfall in Guayama, Puerto Rico the next day and killed nearly 3,500 people in Puerto Rico. Then it weakened to a Category 3 storm and paralleled the north coast of the Dominican Republic, then struck several islands in the Bahamas. On the 17th, it turns northwest and made landfall near Hatteras, North Carolina early on the 18th as a 120 mile per hour Category 3 storm. No stronger hurricane has made landfall on the Outer Banks since the San Santiago hurricane. After making landfall in North Carolina, it went out to sea and didn't finally dissipate completely until September 12th, although it did become extratropical on September 3rd. Despite this, it didn't make any additional landfalls, but it had already caused a lot of damage. Specifically, 3,855 fatalities were caused by this hurricane, and damage was 20,000,018.99 United States dollars. To equate to that in 2026 United States dollars, it would take over $804.7 million. On this day in 1946, an F4 tornado caused destruction to a campground near Mankato, Minnesota, and killed 11 people and injured 100. More than 1,000 turkeys were killed as a result from farms being destroyed. 30 more people were injured by a separate F4 tornado when it leveled a farmhouse and struck Wells, Minnesota. On this day in 1955, Hurricane Diane made landfall as a minimal hurricane near Wilmington, North Carolina, just 5 days after Hurricane Connie struck near the same area. Diane weakened further after it moved inland, at which point the United States Weather Bureau noted a decreased threat of further destruction. Diane formed on August 7th between the Lesser Antilles and Camp Verde and had reached peak strength of 105 mph winds on August 12th, a Category 2 hurricane, but did not affect land until it got to North Carolina and had weakened to a minimal hurricane. North Carolina suffered from coastal flooding, but little damage from wind and rain. After Diane weakened in Virginia, it maintained an area of moisture that resulted in heavy rainfall after it interacted with the Blue Ridge Mountains, a process known as orographic lift. Flooding affected roads in low-lying areas along the Potomac River. Diane produced heavy rainfall in eastern Pennsylvania and caused the worst flood on record there, largely in the Poconos and along the Delaware River. In Pennsylvania alone, Diane killed 101 people and caused an estimated 70,000,01955 United States dollars in damage, which equates to over 872.26 million in 2026 United States dollars. Damage from Diane was heaviest in Connecticut, where rainfall peaked at 16.86 inches near Torrington and produced the state's biggest flood on record, which effectively split the state into two by destroying bridges and cutting communications. All major streams and valleys were flooded, and 30 stream gauges reported their highest levels on record. The Connecticut River in Hartford reached a water level of 30.6 feet, the third highest on record there. A large section of downtown Winsted was flooded and was never rebuilt. Record high tides and flooded rivers heavily damaged Woonsocket, Rhode Island. In Massachusetts, floodwater levels surpassed those during the 1938 New England hurricane and broke multiple dams and inundated adjacent towns and roads. Throughout New England, 206 dams were destroyed or damaged, and around 7,000 people were injured. Nationwide, Diane killed at least 184 people, destroyed 813 houses, and heavily damaged another 14,000. 8 states were declared federal disaster areas, and the name Diane was retired from the Atlantic list of names. Diane caused a total of 832,000,01955 United States dollars in damage. In 2026 United States dollars, that equates to over $10.367 billion. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.